So when you look on my CAT scan or my CT scan, we call it in Ghana, you see 5 or 6 pieces embedded in there. It doesn't really make sense to deny God because of life circumstances. He promised that He will be with us. He said in this world we will have many tribulations, but we should be of good cheer because He's with us. He will be with us. Doesn't mean that the trouble will not come.
Absolutely.
The trouble will show up.
Absolutely.
Things will come up. But that's when you remind Him of His word that you promise to be with me through this.
Yeah.
And that's what has carried me through. I realized that, hey, and I've had people ask me, so if you were to be given the chance to choose whether to go through this again, would you choose it?
Nobody will ever choose that.
I'm like, you know what? I know humanly you say, oh no, I don't want to be hit by a bullet. I don't want.
Yeah.
That's too painful for you to lose I haven't even talked about the effect of what happened, but you know, I realized that the things God has taught me because of this incident, I couldn't pay for it. I couldn't go to any school to be taught. It had to be an experience God was orchestrating in our lives. And I'm so glad He did. And I'm so glad he taught me His word. I knew Him. And of course, I've shared this before and I've said that if I didn't know God before this happened, I probably would have reacted and responded differently than I am responding right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had a fast recovery as I have right now. I've had cousin walk to me and tell me, he was so sincere about it. I was like, stop joking. He said, no, I'm not. He said, Selasie, if I were the one this bullet hit, and of course the effect of this is the loss of use of my left limbs.
Yeah.
Samuel told me, Selasie, I would have committed suicide. I would have taken my life. I couldn't just leave. Now, you used to do everything by yourself, and then all of a sudden now you are handicapped.
That has totally changed.
I said, Samuel, this life, you think it belongs to you to take at any point in time. And the real you is not this physical body. This one is just the shell.
Yeah.
It's not the real you. So if something happens to this one, that's why Jesus will say, look, if your eye will cause you to not to enter the kingdom, pluck it out. If you want, cut it off. Because the shell is not as important as the spirit, the real you, the soul.
Yeah.
So the effect of this was, for those of who are in the medical field, you know the right side of the brain controls the left limbs and then the left controls the right. So because the bullet hit me on the right side, that's how come the left limbs got affected.
Tell me, I think I remember you mentioned that there's still some bullets in your head. Were they able to remove it?
Yes, sir. So they say bullets have what they call ballistic effects.
Okay.
When they hit their target, they split.
Okay.
So when you look on my CAT scan or my CT scan, we call it in Ghana, you see 5 or 6 pieces embedded in there. And when the thing happened, the neurosurgeon in Kolebu at the time and other team, they took a look at it, and they all advised against surgery at the time.
Was it because they couldn't do surgery?
So they said their reason was, if they had to go in, they were embedded. If they had to go in, they had to do a lot of cutting. And they might be able to take them out, but I might end up a vegetable.
Yeah.
Like you said. So I said, okay. But they said, fortunately, I can manage till maybe there is advancement in technology that could take it out without an invasive surgery or anything like that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But in fact, I was talking to God. I said, God, really? I know you are the greatest physician. You're the greatest surgeon. You can do anything. I really don't want my head open up.
Yeah.
I want you to take care of this yourself. So I had opportunity to travel out to the United States, and of course, the first thing I did when I got there was to seek a second opinion.
Okay.
So I met with a neurosurgeon out there. They also examined, and they also thought, not the best idea to go in right now. And they were telling me they were developing some technology to go in with laser and all those things, but it's still in there.
Wasn't ready.
It wasn't ready yet. They are still. So for now, they don't think we should. So I said, okay, that's fine. So I just said, God, I know you are going to take care of this. And I've trusted him to take care of it. I had people ask me, so with these bullet pieces in your head, when you go through the airport scanner and all those things,
Yeah.
don't they beep and all that? I'm like, nope. Reason being, bullets, significantly, their percentage of metal in bullet is little.
Okay.
The high percentage is lead.
Okay.
It's made of lead. Yeah. So you don't have that beeping. But those are the only effect of leaving it there was the possibility of seizures, and that happened. I suffered that. I suffered that. Because of the bullet pieces, blood clots form around it, and their movement causes seizures.
Okay.
I remember on Legon campus. Oh, so this happened when I was getting ready to
finish school.
So even the university, I told you I was going for university entrance classes to write. Yeah. And that year, it was cancelled. So I didn't even have to write to that exam anymore because the government cancelled it, and they were just using the secondary school certificate stuff to get in. So I didn't have to write the university entrance exams anymore. So when I found out that my mom told me you were hit by a stray bullet and this, and so that affected your limbs. I remember the doctor came in for his rounds, and you can imagine the questions I bombarded him with. I'm like, what happened? So, man, I got out of the hospital. I'm like, I'm a trained neurosurgeon because I understood all the terminology, the hemiparesis, hemiplegia, what.
So that means that throughout your university year, you were in this condition.
Yes, sir. I actually went to the university in my wheelchair. When I was actually on the hospital bed when I got my friends to buy the university forms, and they helped me. We filled it in the hospital, and then they mailed it out for me. And then I had the admissions. Actually, I didn't plan to go to University of Ghana. I wanted to be a civil engineer.
Okay.
So I knew I wanted to go to University of Science and Technology. Yeah. Applied. I got accepted into the civil engineering program, but I applied to Legon as well because now my mobility. Yeah. And Legon also offered mathematical science. Okay. So I remember telling my mom said, hey, you know what, just be in Accra so at least we can keep an eye on you, we can make sure. I'm like, I'll be fine. I have great friends in Kumasi, I can go through, but family, everybody was like, no. I said, okay, no problem. I know God is going to heal me quicker than we think. So I actually traveled to Tech, went to see the registrar there. And I told her, hey, I believe God is going to heal me within a year, so can you defer my admission? I got accepted in the civil engineering program. Defer my admissions to the following year so I can come do it. She was like, normally you have to accept, come in, and then defer, but we'll do it for you, so you can come the following year. So I started mathematical science in Legon, in hopes that by the following year I'll be strong, and then I'll go and do my civil in tech. But God's ways are different. Yeah. He had different plans. So I started University of Ghana in the wheelchair. I come in. So what happened was that I wasn't staying on campus in my first year. They'll drop me off on campus, and then I'll take my classes. My very good friend, was on campus. He was also doing science, but he was in biological science, but we took physics, chemistry, some classes together. It's only math that I did. He didn't take with me. So he would push me in my wheelchair from lecture hall to another. Between lectures, I'll either go to the library or I'll go to his room and just rest there till the next one. But God's faithful. I got better by the second year. I started using the cane. By the third year, I started to drive again. And at the time, guys, this is exciting. My mom's car at the time was a manual shifting manual, like we call.
You need to be controlling.
Not like automatic. So that also, if you know me, you know I am the type who like to take up challenges. When you dare me, I would like to show to you that it's possible. The Bible says with God all things are possible, and I believe that so much. So one time I was just relaxing and I was just imagining, they say if you can dream it, if you can see it, you can achieve it. I just saw myself, I'm like, now my left leg is improved a little bit. I think I can hold it on the clutch, and then I can change the gear, and then, so I imagine I saw myself, well, this can be done. So one afternoon, Mom wasn't home, the car was there, and naughty boy got up. My aunt was home though, but I got up, took the car keys, and I told my cousins, can you please open the gate? Started the car, and my auntie came out and said, hey, what are you doing? So just hold on. I'm just checking something. So I just did it, moved the car out. And I told her, don't worry, I'm just driving within the estate. I'm not going anywhere. And I did it, same hand come to push, and I come up, hold the steering quickly. And so I used to drive, so I drove through the estate. I'm like, come on, can do this. So came back home. When my mom came back, I didn't wait for them to report me. I said, Mom, guess what?
You reported yourself.
I drove. She said, you did what? I said, I drove. I said, how? I said, well, I thought I could, my leg was strong, and then I did it. I showed her, and she said, But she thought, no, this is going to be psychologically good for him. At least he will feel. So she was like, okay, that's fine, but you cannot drive. You can only drive within the estates. You cannot go outside on the main roads. And I said, yes, ma'am, will do. So knowing me, I'm like, I think I can do this. I can drive anywhere. Yeah. So I told myself, I think the next challenge is just get to the busiest intersection in Accra. If I can drive through that, I can go anywhere. Yeah. So again, one day, took the car. Guess where I went to? Tetekwashi. Big roundabout. It was intense. I know that place can be very busy. And I went there, did it, drove through, went around, and then came out and said, I can drive anywhere. She came back. I told her again. She was really mad, but then she's like, I'm never going to sit in your car. I'm not going to sit in your car. One hand drive. No. I said, oh, Mom, you tried. You just sit by me and just watch. She said, nope. But after a while, she saw that I went everywhere, I did it, and then she started sitting, and now I became her driver. So, well, challenges, it's just God's way of just helping us grow and trust Him more. Yeah. So I went to University of Ghana. I remember one time this seizure thing. Second year, yeah, no, I think I moved on campus during the second year. I went to Perth with my friend on campus. And then one night, the first night I ever had a seizure, man, I got those guys scared. I don't think they've ever seen anyone had a seizure. Maybe some of them, but they didn't know what to do. Yeah. And the following day, I had an interim assessment, midterm. Had an accounting exam to write. So I had a seizure around dawn. They managed to carry me to the university hospital. By the morning, I was good, and the doctor came and said, "Doc, I have an exam. Can I go and write? And then I'll be back." Yeah. So got up from the hospital bed, straight to School of Admin, went to write my accounting exam, came back.
You know, in all of this, what I can simply say is that you are a living miracle. Because there's so much to bear.